Good morning. Today is the 25th of July, 2024. And yesterday we had a very interesting day. We hadn't had such a down day in a long time. And you can see that we came down like 100 points, not including the overnight. So it was a pretty strong selling. But if you see, it was kind of like orderly in my opinion. I don't see, like I was looking at the profile and we had a strong spike at the beginning of the day, but then it kind of like started slowing down. We had one set of single prints, two sets of single prints. One of them got tested during the overnight session. So to me, the other thing that I noticed was that ADSPD was not at minus 500. It was, it was staying not too low, which, some sectors were being bought and not sold. So there was some rotation going on. Nasdaq was getting destroyed, of course. Nasdaq had a 485 point range on the RTH session plus the overnight, so it was getting smoked. And we finally got to the rollover gap. We filled that gap and found some support here. You can see that there was a big iceberg here at the overnight low. So somebody was absorbing all those sellers right there. You can see that big volume at the low of the day. And that happens at this low volume node, which is where the top of the rollover gap is. So now the gap is filled, and we had a multi-distribution session yesterday. So you had 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm gonna be looking at the overnight session and see if we are able to get above it. You can see that there's a low volume node here at 54.90, right above the overnight session. So getting above it, then I'm gonna target this area, right? We have the point of control of the session, which was up here, which coincides also very close to half back. So if we break the overnight high, I would look for a test of yesterday's half, which is a 55.07, where we should see some sellers here in this area, and then maybe consolidate here and absorb, this and digest this move, and maybe put some volume and have a rotational day here and accept prices at these lows. If buyers get above the yesterday's half and we're able to get above this set of single prints at 55.22, then I would look for a little bit of a rally, a short squeeze back into the 90-day point of control, which is still at 55.34, right? So getting above that, in my opinion, it will cause a little bit of a short squeeze. Now, if we're not able to move higher and we retest yesterday's low and we're able to get below the overnight low, which this is not how an auction should finish, because the excess should have a volume fade, right? Like no interest to trade below that. So I'm thinking that this is going to be retested. I don't know if today, but this low like this, even though there was a strong absorption of sellers and somebody was interested in buying here, it's not a good low. It's a poor low. So it could be that we attempt to test this again and then come into this distribution and fill that gap. There's a gap here at 54.3850. Okay. All right, and in Q, in Q had filled the rollover gap a while ago, so it was weaker from before. We have a big gap here. We have lack of access to the downside on NQ, so I mean it's still weak, and we have this distribution down here. So if we keep seeing sellers on NQ, then I'm gonna be looking to target this area, the 18,760. We have all this volume from back, I don't even know from back when. But if we for a chance, to move higher on NQ, I think we really want to get above half back for sure, and then get back above the 50 daily moving average, which is right now at 19,560, 570. So without the NQ moving in that direction, ES is gonna have a hard time. So all right, oil, after getting to that 76.60 target, now is attempting to test the low end of the range. So if we get to this area, to the 775 area, I'm gonna be looking for longs back into the middle of this consolidation. This I'm talking about the one from back then, from June, right? So we have this area that if we merge all these profiles, we have this previous right here. So if we get into this area, actually we just tested that not too long ago, the 76 area, and we're moving back into the middle of this distribution. So we're in balance right now. We're trying to establish, we're actually one time framing back, but we're back into this area of balance. So I'm gonna be referring to this profile to see what is actually going on here. And gold was getting destroyed yesterday also. When you see selling like that, like everything is being sold, they sell everything to cover margin calls, etc. So I think that's the reason why gold was being sold too. The 90-day point of control is still down at 2340, but here we have this low volume node at 58, which is acting as support. So right now values, shorter term values above at 2406. So if gold is able to break this area, the 2385-ish, I would say, then we're going back to the 2400. Let's see, what do we have in the news side? Some European Central Bank speakers, natural gas, Kansas City, some bill auctions, 7-year and 4-week today, and then tomorrow we have PCE. So market might be waiting for tomorrow's PCE report and some more earnings, and maybe we just have a rotational day, attempt to move higher and accept prices in this area. I don't know. I don't really know if we're gonna get a short squeeze today. I think sellers are selling every rip, and I think it's gonna keep going like this for a little bit. All right. Good luck.